In this video, we're looking at a beautiful fingerstyle arrangement of Do You Hear What I Hear? God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, and Joy to the World. So let's jump right into our demo, and then we'll move into our tutorial. If you're enjoying this arrangement, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Lara. I'm a musician, a composer, and a ukulele teacher, and I hope you have fun exploring my channel, my song tutorials, and my arrangements. If you'd like to download the tabs for this arrangement, you'll find them on my Patreon page, along with all of the tabs that I've shared on my channel. The link is down below in the video description. I want to point out that this arrangement is for low G tuning. And next in our tutorial, we'll look at the first few lines, covering how to count the rhythm and how to play the notes, step by step. This arrangement is in 4/4 time, meaning every measure has 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. The only exception is measure 3, which is in 2/4 time, so that measure only has 2 beats, or 2 quarter notes. Now the tempo changes with each song throughout the arrangement, so we start at 80 beats per minute with Do You Hear What I Hear? So if you set your metronome at 80, you'll have 1 beat for each quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then at the end of measure 18, we change the tempo to 136 beats per minute as we move into God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. And then our final tempo change happens in measure 41 with Joy to the World at 90 beats per minute. Now here's how we count the rhythm of measures 1 and 2 at a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now to start measure 1, I have my index finger on the first fret of the 2nd string and my ring finger and pinky on the 3rd fret of strings 1 and 2. We'll use this fingering in several measures of Do You Hear What I Hear? So with this fingering, we'll play the open 3rd string twice, then the 2nd string twice, and then we'll lift up our ring finger to play strings 1 and 2 together, and then we'll place our ring finger back down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string to play the 2nd string twice, and then in measure 2 we'll play the 1st string, then the 2nd string twice, and then we'll lift our ring finger up to play strings 1 and 2, And then we'll place our ring finger back down to play the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Now measure 3 has only 2 beats. The first beat is a hold from the note that we played in measure 2. And then we have a hammer-on in the 2nd half of measure 3. So here we're going to play the open 3rd string and hammer on to the 2nd fret using our middle finger. Now if you're not comfortable with a hammer-on, you can simply pick each note. Now let's look at the rhythm of measures 4 and 5 at a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting measure 4 with an arpeggio or a broken chord on strings 4, 3, and 2. Now the 2nd string is our melody note, so we want to play that the loudest in this arpeggio. And then we'll play the open 2nd string 3 times, and then we'll place our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string to play strings 3 and 4 together, and then we'll play just the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then in measure 5 we have the same arpeggio that started measure 4 on the open strings 4, 3, and 2. Then we'll pick the open 4th string, 3rd string, and 4th string. Measures 6 and 7 are played the exact same way as measure 1. Measures 8 and 9 are played the same way as measures 4 and 5. And then measures 10 and 11 are played the same way as measure 1. Now let's count the rhythm of measures 12 and 13 at a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting measure 12 on an A minor chord with our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Here we'll play an arpeggio through all 4 strings. Then we'll pick the open 2nd string, and then the open 2nd and 3rd strings together. In measure 13, we're going to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, then the open 1st string, back to the 2nd string, then to the 1st fret of the 2nd string, then we have the open 2nd string twice, and then we go to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Now here's the rhythm of measures 14 and 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting measure 14 with our index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, picking strings 3 and 4, then the open 3rd string, then we use our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then we have a hammer-on from the open 3rd string to the 2nd fret. And here once again, if you prefer, you can pick each note. Then in measure 15, we'll place our index finger on the 1st fret of the 4th string, and we're going to pick strings 4 and 2 together. At the end of measure 15, we'll play the open 2nd string, and then the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Now here's how we count measures 16 through 18 through the final chord of Do You Hear What I Hear? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We start measure measure 16 with our index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, picking strings 3 and 4 together. Then we'll lift up our index finger to pick the open 3rd and 4th strings. Then we form a D minor chord with our index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string and our middle and ring fingers on the 2nd fret of strings 3 and 4. Here we'll pick strings 2, 3, and 4 together. Then we have the open 2nd string, and then the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then in measure 17, we'll play the open 3rd and 4th strings, followed by the open 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string, then the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and we finish measure 17 with the open 1st string. And here we're slowing down the tempo as we move into our B chord in measure 18. To form our B chord, we have our index finger on the 2nd fret of strings 1 and 2, our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and our ring finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. For more of my tutorials on Christmas and holiday songs, see this playlist here. Have fun practicing. Thanks for watching, and happy holidays.